So we've been thinking about going back to Thailand and Bangkok for a while now, and it's so good to be back.
It's called Patongo and we found it here in Chinatown.
It's delicious. Just a little bit spicy.
It's spicy.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
And I'm Simon. And since our first trip together over a decade ago, we've taken every opportunity we can get to travel, explore new countries and try new food.
This year we left our jobs and rented out our flat to start a new long-term trip beginning in Asia, where we'll be diving deep into the multitude of cultures and cuisines.
This is the start to a long travel day and also to a very long trip.
Beautiful Stockholm. But this was actually just the first of 3 flights. So actually we just have to go back in and take the next one.
It's going to be quite a big temperature change for us today because at our destination it's going to be 30 degrees and here it's snowing. It's about -7 degrees.
Looking forward to that.
Like 2 of 3.
And this is the last flight, 3 of 3. You can probably see how we are slowly drifting into insanity. We should be sleeping on this one, but we probably won't. Well, we made it into the car to the hotel, so that's a very good start. And we made it to our home for the next 1 day.
I want to sleep, but I shouldn't because it's 3 o'clock here. We at least have to wait till 9ish, maybe?
So that was actually pretty easy. I mean, apart from our flight being cancelled yesterday and us having to book a new flight last minute. And we sat on a few funny looking chairs for a while, waiting for immigration, presented all of our documents, and after that we got collected by the hotel, and now we're here. So after we checked in, we just had to do a quick and simple PCR test, and we'll get the results tomorrow, hopefully.
We got our lunch. We just put it in front of the door, there was a little desk, and ran away.
Let's take a look. We have an assortment of different dishes here. First we have, I think this is the dessert. I think it's coconut with some banana pieces. And then we got 2 different dishes, a sandwich and then also some stir-fry noodles, I think.
With egg.
That's lunch. And also we're gonna have dinner in about 2.5 hours, so I'm looking forward to that. Dinner served. Looking good.
It's the next day. And since yesterday we have received good and bad news. After we made ourselves comfortable here, we found out that Thailand has leveled up their COVID-19 alert to level 4 instead of level 3. So that just means a little bit stricter measures. Of course, we're a bit worried about what's gonna happen and if it's a good idea to travel around. Maybe we are gonna travel around a bit less than we planned to, and maybe we will get a better understanding of the situation when we get out of our 1-day quarantine and explore and talk to locals and see what the situation really is.
And those are the risks, of course, when you travel during these kind of times, and we knew about those. So, you know, we just have to adapt and be a little bit more flexible. And of course we are always very cautious about everything. And the good news is that we got our PCR test results back and they are negative. So that means we are free to explore now and actually leave this hotel room and see something else. I mean, it's only been a day, but before that we only saw the inside of the shuttle that took us here, and then 3 planes and airports. So very excited to actually, you know,
Be outside.
be outside. I don't even know if it's warm or if it's still -7 degrees like in Stockholm.
I do know it's about 30 degrees.
Yeah, but you know, I think we should test that ourselves.
maybe they fooled us.
Yeah.
We've missed this.
So it's our first evening out and we're having some dinner.
I've got a chicken and noodle soup. Let's try it. It's got a good spiciness. The chicken is really soft and tender. So good. It's also got some peanuts in it. I love it. Yesterday, after reading about the situation, we were kind of bummed about everything. And now, after spending 1 day in Bangkok, I'm really happy again.
We're now in Convent Street and we found this street food market here. We originally wanted to walk to Lumpini Park, but we never managed to actually arrive there because the food looked really nice here. And so this makes for a great first dinner here in Bangkok. And I went for this char siu pork noodles soup. It's delicious. Welcome to Bangkok.
It's really good, really garlicky. Not possible to eat it in a normal way. It's the next day, and after we've had a little bit of sleep in because we're still a bit jet lagged, we've come to Chatuchak Market for lunch. And this is a really big weekend market. I suppose it's one of the biggest in the world. And normally on weekends there are up to 200,000 visitors per day. There are every kinds of stalls here, like there are decoration stalls, clothes, handcrafts, everything, and in between there's also a lot of food stalls.
So this market is huge with over 15,000 stalls, but it's very well organized. We've got all of these sections and exits everywhere and a huge map at the entrance, and you can pretty much find anything that you want. They even have subsections for particular clothing styles, and then also a certain section just for clothes for tourists. And then in between you've got these food stalls everywhere, and that's what we're looking for, a nice looking food stall.
It's very hard to make a decision here, and everybody's saying, come to our place, come to our place. I think we're just gonna go where most locals sit, so yeah, that's gonna be our choice. But there are many interesting looking things here. I think we're gonna try a couple of them. Let's go. I'm hungry. Okay, I'll have the pad thai. So we learned that the way this place works is you just sit down at a table and then they serve you all the food from all the stalls that are surrounding this place. And I went for a pad thai, Simon went for a Panang curry with pork. And I'm just really happy still how this all turned out, and that we're here and that it's not crowded and that we can explore without being in quarantine or something. Quarantine. My pad thai is really good. Just a really nice mix of peanuts, noodles, egg, and also some vegetables just mixed together. It has a nice spiciness. It's not too spicy, but also not dull at all. So yeah, it's really good. Let's add a little sourness. Oh, and also some pips. Oh, I can also add some chili. Give me some spice. Really love that you can customize all the food according to your taste.
Look at this Panang. Looks so good, smells really good, and the taste is incredible. I just love Panang curry. It's spicy, it's with a coconutty sauce, red curry, and then some really nice pork and vegetables mixed in as well. So good.
Maybe a bit too hot for that.
The first people to get thrown out of an eatery like this. People are screaming everywhere. I think this is also a contest between the salespeople here, who can scream the loudest. And what better way to cool off than with an iced Thai tea? Delicious.
I think I just saw a really big fish, but now it's gone.
It'll come back.
Look, there's one, but it's not that big. Well, we just came to Chatuchak Park, which is quite close to Chatuchak Market, and it is quite nice. They have a big pond in the middle of the park, and you can just sit down under a tree, have some shade, maybe have a drink, which we didn't bring, of course, and relax. It's like a little oasis in the middle of this bustling city.
It's important to take some time and relax in between all of this walking in the sun. Bangkok can be pretty overwhelming. There are so many different districts to explore as well. And then if you look on the map and you think that something is close together, it's not. Bangkok isn't really a beautiful city in the classic sense, but it's got a lot of contrast, and you've got these super calm and quiet places like these big parks, and then you've also got the chaos, of course, like the traffic and the street food markets and just the markets in general, and that's what makes Bangkok a really interesting city. So it's always nice to come back because you'll just always find something new. So up next, we're gonna go to Chinatown to try some more food.
In one of our latest videos, we talked about how every culture has its own version of fried dough. This is the Thai version. It's called Patongo, and we found it here in Chinatown. I'm very interested to see how these perform in comparison to other fried dough balls. Well,
Yeah.
they're not actually balls, they're cut into
They're like
pieces.
fried dough, and then they're also topped with condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. Still warm.
They're very doughy, but at the same time they have a couple of layers, so it tastes a bit like a croissant. And then this custard on top, or condensed milk in this case, it just makes them more juicy. Really, really good. This is a rich dish. Some bites are a bit fatty, I must say, so I shouldn't eat too much of it because I still want to have dinner.
They're just very fluffy and sweet, but not too sweet, which is pretty cool. And you can get them with a lot of different toppings as well. So this is a definite recommendation, also from the Michelin guide.
From you and from
Us
Michelin.
and the Michelin guide. So around 6 or 7 in the evening, all of these food stalls start setting up along this street, and it's super busy and bustling. And although Chinatown already has tons of photogenic things to see, in the evening it gets even more crazy and also hopefully very delicious.
Having trouble with deciding what to eat here because we've looked at some recommendations online and we can't find any of the shops. And then we see a place where a lot of locals eat, and then we find out it's shark fin, which we don't want to eat. And it's a bit difficult, but we will find something, I'm sure about that. We found something. Looks good.
Just a little bit spicy.
It's spicy. So I went for a tom kha with shrimps, and it's really spicy but also really good because it has a lot of herbs in it. I love it. It has coriander, it has Thai basil, it has kefir lime leaves, a lot of them. It's a really good mix of sourness and spiciness, and the shrimps are also very nice.
So this place is pretty famous for its stir fries, and so I had to go with a stir fry as well. It's a chicken stir fry. It's very good. Could be a little bit more spicy for my taste, but it's just nice and comforting, and right now after a long day, that's perfect.
I've been eating this for about 2 hours now. But sometimes it's good to take a little break in between because it's very spicy. And I feel like it gets more and more spicy the more I eat.
Or you're getting weaker and weaker the more you are eating.
Probably that is true as well.
All of these memories, the smells, the sounds, and of course the taste of the food. It's been ingrained into our brains. Can't wait for the next few days. The reason why people come to this restaurant is because of the flame.
The fact that people are coming here for the flame is a bit questionable.
I know. I mean, the food is also good, but the flame, that's what people come for.
Maybe we should check out our rooftop terrace because our hostel has one and we haven't even seen it.
That's a good idea.